Taliban release decree saying women must consent to marriage.
Here's a summary of the article.
Women wearing burqas walk in a second-hand market where people sell their home appliances and other belongings, in Kabul, Afghanistan, October 9, 2021. Register now for free unlimited access to Reuters. Islamabad, December 3. Afghanistan's Taliban government on Friday released a decree on women's rights which said women should not be considered property and must consent to marriage, but failed to mention female access to education or work outside the home. The Taliban has been under pressure from the international community, who have mostly frozen funds for Afghanistan, to commit to upholding women's rights since the hardline Islamist group took over the country on August 15. A woman is not a property, but a noble and free human being. No one can give her to anyone in exchange for peace, or to end animosity, the Taliban decree, released by spokesman Zabihillah Mujahid, said. Register now for free unlimited access to Reuters. It set out the rules governing marriage and property for women, stating women should not be forced into marriage and widows should have share in their late husband's property. It made no mention of women being able to work or access facilities outside the home or education, which have been major concerns from the international community. During its previous rule from 1996 to 2001, the Taliban banned women from leaving the house without a male relative and full face and head covering, and girls from receiving education. Many women and rights advocates remain skeptical.
This post received a score of 13,000, with an upvote ratio of 89%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Seems like adult women have the right to withhold consent, but for 15-year-old girls, only her father has that right.
I was about to cynically joke. That doesn't include girls, right? How depraved they are.
I was so confused by the phrasing of the title. Must consent is completely ambiguous. Are they saying women don't have a choice and if asked to marry, they have to accept? Or that women should not marry against their consent? It's the latter.
This is just shitty journalism. Initially I thought that it might be bad translation, but the Taliban spokesperson on Twitter actually posted an English version of the decree. The first item says there's no ambiguity. No confusion. None whatsoever. There's no point debating what the title means, because it's not what was said. Also, the tweet was posted hours before the article, and the English version was posted only minutes after the native language versions.
I figured since it was from the Taliban and had a shitty clickbait article it was gonna be women can't say no. Thank you for pointing out the bullshit.
I mean, functionally, do you want to say no as a woman to the Taliban?
Probably not, but this may be a sign of shifting sentiment within their populace.
The rights of a woman to refuse marriage or have a divorce are enshrined in traditional Sharia law. It might be in the Quran, I'm not sure. But the Taliban adhering to this position is not surprising. But of course what's on paper and what happens in reality are two different things.
Proper title would be Decree saying both parties must receive consent from their partners to marry. Must means have to. Women must consent is read as women have to consent, or women are required to consent. Title gore.
Title is worded that way due to shit journalism trying to clickbait.
It amounts to deliberate obfuscation. Journalists know that their articles don't get read. The vast majority of people only read headlines. This is an example of why people say the media is owned by the military-industrial complex. It's actually frightening how much power the generals have to influence public opinion through the media. Most people will read the headline while scrolling and think, I can't believe Biden is letting all these poor women be forced into marriage. Because the American electorate has a 30-second attention span and maybe 80 IQ if we're generous.
A lot of comments just read the headline and not the article. The Taliban decree outlaws forced marriages and each marriage must have the consent of both parties.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.